All right, welcome back. We are going to be talking a little bit about the king symbolism in the NFL, um, what it could mean for the Super Bowl, and ultimately what it means for the Packers, because that's what this channel is all about. So, ex-Packers teammate says Joe Burrow is a baby version of reigning NFL MVP Aaron Rodgers. Mike Daniels, number 76 for the Packers and now number 76 for the Bengals, is saying that Joe Burrow is like baby Aaron. That clearly got picked up by CBS Sports, MSN. So even as you can see, USA Today picked this up. Bengals Mike Daniels refers to Joe Burrow as baby Aaron Rodgers. He said it on Good Morning Football, so clearly this was national news. April 29th, 2020, Cincinnati Magazine put out that the Cincinnati Bengals got their Tiger King. So he's already being referred to as the Tiger King. Bro Bible even picked up the news saying Joe Burrow had a new nickname courtesy of Bengals teammate, and it has something to do with Aaron Rodgers. That was, again, July 22nd, 2021. How fitting Aaron Rodgers' season ends with the 22nd loss of his home career, 22nd home loss all time in the 2021 season. Obviously, you can see the most popular nickname for Burrow had been the Tiger King. Then number 76, Mike Daniels, calls him Baby Aaron. Should make Bengals fans happy to know he has some Rodgers in him. Another MSN article, Tiger King Joe Burrow sports Bengals new threads, April 20th, 2021. And Chrissy Freud, don't know who that is, but she got a blue check. And posting up Joe Burrow on the throne. And this is where we're going to start getting into some of the more significant symbolism with King of the North Aaron Rodgers, Hail Mary King Aaron Rodgers. And now you got Jungle King, Tiger King Joe Burrow. Notice he's on a throne. And there's 3 steps that go up. This is referring to the supernal trinity. The supernal triangle on the Kabbalistic tree of life. And what's interesting is he doesn't have a crown. Rodgers is usually depicted with a crown. He doesn't have a crown. At least not yet. Now the crown is usually representative of Kether. But he does sit on the throne, which is the supernal mother, the 3rd Sephirah, Bina. And he sits 3 levels up, the 3 steps for the Trinity. So now, as you can see, the new Aaron Rodgers mural. This was posted in the Green Bay Gazette, April 5th, 2021. It was actually featured on a Sunday Night Football game towards the end of the season. There's the crown, the Kether, the supernal triangle, the crown, the king. There's no throne in this picture, just the king and his crown. And there's the great mother over there, and who is also the sea, also Leviathan symbolism, which links to Christ and the redemption. So we will be getting into that. Right now I just want to highlight in this video the similarities. And Fox Sports posted earlier in the year that Justin Herbert is ready to wear the crown, and fans of Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, and Patrick Mahomes might take this person to task for saying that he may be the new king of quarterbacks. We know Herbert wears number 10, and we're going to talk a lot about this number 10, but 10 represents Malkuth, which is the bride of the Son. 10 men on the field for the final play for the Packers, and Aaron Rodgers' 10th playoff loss. And the game went 10-10 before the final field goal was kicked. 10 plus 22. Rodgers got his 22nd home loss and his 10th playoff loss. 10 plus 22 equals 32, like the 32 pass on the Kabbalistic tree of life. Represents a completion. He got his 4th home loss. If you add up 1 through 4, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, it equals to 10. He got that loss against number 10, Jimmy Garoppolo. Now Aaron Rodgers got his 76th loss in that game. We talked about it being the number 13, 7 plus 6, 13. The person calling Joe Burrow Baby Aaron is Mike Daniels. And Mike Daniels wears number 76. Joe Burrow's dad is Jim Burrow. Jim was drafted by the Green Bay Packers. He was drafted in the 8th round of 1976. We talked about how important the number 8 was this year. The 8th day, chaos, right? We've been talking about the 88 and Back to the Future symbolism. He is 1976 NFL draft. So Mike Daniels, number 76, is calling Jim Burrow's son, Joe Burrow, Baby Aaron. Jim Burrow was drafted by the Packers in 1976. And Aaron Rodgers ultimately got his 76th loss. From Joe Burrow's birthday to the Super Bowl is a total of 66 days, or a span of 65. Aaron Rodgers finishes the season with 66 regular season losses, remains at 6 home wins, and gets his 76th loss. It is the Bengals' 54th season overall. Aaron Rodgers finished with 54 away wins. Jim Burrow's birthday is 11/29/2021 to 1/22/2022. The result is 54 days. From Jim Burrow's birthday, who was drafted by the Packers, to the date of the divisional round game where Joe Burrow beat the Titans. And his dad was drafted in the 8th round by the Packers. Now, if you realize some odd similarities, just to point it out, 8 plus 6 equals 14. Joe Burrow's at 8 home wins, 6 losses. 8 plus 6 equals 14. 1 plus 4 equals 5, which is the pentagram, the microcosm. Joe Burrow went on the road, got his 6th away win, and he ended up getting his 14th win all time in that game. Packers are going for their 5th Super Bowl and their 14th championship. 8 plus 6, 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. And Baby Aaron got his 14th win in that game, making him 6-7. Well, 6-7-1. Now what's odd is away 6-7-1. 671 is equal to Torah, or the law, or the gate. And people were talking about Janus and the gates, and I was talking about Samael, Satan, and the gates of Edom. If you look at Torah, it equals 54 reverse ordinal, 54 in English ordinal. In the same week that Aaron Rodgers went 10-22, like the 32 pass on the Tree of Life, Patrick Mahomes got his 32nd home win. 49ers had entered to play Green Bay with 32 home wins. 32 wins against the Packers all time. And the 49ers got their 33rd win versus the Packers, so they entered with 32. Like the 32 pass on the Tree of Life. Twice in a row now, Rodgers has gotten done wrong by the 33, or the Packers have gotten done wrong by the 33. And You should go back and watch my detail of last year's NFC Championship game where I broke down the 33 ritual. Then on November 22nd, they posted about Taylor Heineke being King of the South. So a lot of the 22 and the King symbolism. What's odd is Tom Brady was never really called the King. I mean, some people say he's the king of the quarterbacks, but he was never really nicknamed the King. But he was called the Pharaoh by Brandon Spikes, and here's the little story about that. I had one of the best years my third season, Spike said. I've been playing off the charts and I didn't get picked to go to the Pro Bowl. I was moping around, actually in tears, and a few guys were trying to lift me up. Like, it's gonna be alright, man. We've got to worry about what's in front of us. Then the Pharaoh himself, referring to Tom Brady, walks up to me. I used to call Brady the Pharaoh and he hated that. Brady walks up to me and says, "Hey B, you think I play this shit to go to Pro Bowls? Get it together. Get your head up. We're trying to win rings. That's what it is here." So he calls him the Pharaoh. I've read this book, The Hiram Key, Pharaohs, Freemasons, and the Discovery of the Secret Scrolls of Jesus. And one of the cool things about this book is they talk about how the king-making rituals that used to make pharaohs into kings were lost when the King Second Enron Tao and his high priest were killed by ancient Hebrews who were living in the land at the time and stole the king-making rituals because only the king and the high priest knew the ritual that would create a king. And so from that point on, because they were killed, they took the king-making rituals with them to the grave, and every single person after that was no longer a king. They were then called a pharaoh. So it's pretty interesting to note that Tom Brady was called a pharaoh and not a king. And you have King Henry losing to the Tiger King Joe Burrow. Number 22, King Henry. Aaron Rodgers getting his 22nd loss in that same time frame. And this King Henry sitting on the throne, which is the Trinity, called the Three, Supernal Mother. Of course, you have Aaron Rodgers, who is the King of the North, which is where Samael, who I was just talking to you about, Satan reigns. And it's a lot more symbolism of this, connections to Christ, things like that. But I just want to lay it out there, the king symbolism that's happening right now. Point I forgot to make was that the divisional round 54 connection, Aaron Rodgers finishing with 54 away losses. Jim Burrow, who was drafted by the Packers in the 8th round, there's the 76 days from his birthday till the Super Bowl, and his son Joe Burrow, number 9, playing for the Bengals, nicknamed Baby Aaron. In these 76 days to the Super Bowl, Aaron Rodgers getting his 76th loss in the divisional round, and Joe Burrow going 6-7 away, or 6-7-1. 67, the reflection of 76. As you see, Illuminati equals 150 and 48. Okay? Just to show you really quick, 48 is, the sum of its parts are 24 plus 16 plus 12 plus 8 plus 6 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 equals 76. So 48 is a superabundant number equaling 76. So Illuminati equals 48. 48 is a superabundant number equaling 76. Aaron Rodgers gets his 76th win. Joe Burrow's dad drafted in 1976. 76 days till his birthday. His son's now playing in the AFC Championship game. Doesn't mean that he'll advance, but there he is. So 76 minus 48 equals 28. It was Joe Burrow's 28th game all time. The sum of the parts of 22 is 11 plus 2 plus 1 equals 14. Joe Burrow got his 14th win, and Aaron Rodgers got his 22nd loss all time at home in the same week, and the 48 connection is really strong. 48 superabundant equals 76, 22 deficient equaling 14, 22 minus 14 equals 8. So it's deficient by 8. And we talked about the 8th round, the 8th day, the 88 symbolism. The Bengals' first ever playoff win on the road, making the AFC Championship game for the first time since 1988. You see that? 88 was the last time they went to the championship game. We had the 88 Back to the Future symbolism with Matt Stafford during the Aaron Rodgers Sunday Night Football game. It was either Sunday or Monday Night Football game. The second week of the season. And what is with the number 10 being the standard? I don't know if that's just how it always is, but for the Bengals, the number 10 is the standard thing. And we just had that whole 10 ritual this last week. So there's a connection between the Tiger King and the actual king. And remember, 13 times 4 is 52. It's the Bengals' 52nd season in the National Football League. It's the 52nd modern era Super Bowl. And that'll be played on the 13th, and 13 times 4, 52. So yeah, this is just a quick introduction to all this king symbolism we got going on. And then we're going to start diving deeper off of that. So watch this video and watch the ones I build off of this. And stay tuned. I'm going to break down the AFC and NFC championship game, so we can get a better idea of the overall narrative and everything for not only this season, but see if we can piece together some puzzle pieces going into next season. Remember, 22 is deficient equaling 14 is 2022. And Rodgers heads in with 22 losses all time. He could get his 14th win in that season in the playoffs for the 2022 season in the Super Bowl. I'm not going to hold my breath, but let's see what happens. He also could do that for somebody who's not the Packers, but we'll see. Then he wouldn't be able to get the 14th championship with anybody else, because we're the only ones who can do that. So go Pack go, may the script be ever in our favor, and I'll be back with more videos and some predictions.